Okay, so here we go with formative 2 vocab. Not quite as many words in this section, but there kind of are. Not many slides, let's say that. There's lots of words still. Lots and lots to go. Just like last section, expect some vocab quizzes just to kind of pop up, especially on the 5th day of this section. Polygon, it's our first word here, and it is, as you can see, a closed figure with straight sides. So here are examples. So a circle is not a polygon, by the way. Notice no, because it has curved sides. If I just make a weird open shape, not a polygon. So here's some examples of polygons. Triangle, right? Parallelogram, trapezoid. So we've seen these before. A regular polygon. Now when I say, and this is actually a quiz and test question, when I say a regular polygon, I don't mean just like, oh, any old regular polygon. It's very specific, and that's an error some kids make on the quiz especially. A polygon with all sides congruent and all angles congruent. Now we remember the word congruent from our last section, so this one is a hexagon. All the sides are equal, notice the hash marks. All the angles are equal, notice the single arc marks. It is regular, not just any old regular polygon. A regular polygon is something very, very specific. Like a square is a regular polygon. So if I drew a nice square here, that turned out pretty good. All the sides are equal, right? All the angles are equal. That's a regular polygon. And by the way, this is actually a quiz or test question. I'll ask you for a four-sided figure that is a regular polygon. Kids draw all kinds of just like, oh, 4 sides. No, it's a square. Triangles before. So a polygon with 3 sides. So we got 3 straight sides that connect, makes a triangle. Example, ABC. We note it with the triangle symbol, so triangle ABC. We classify triangles in a couple different ways. The first way is by their sides. If none of the sides are equal, so no sides congruent, it's called scalene. Say that with me. Scalene. No sides are equal. Notice each of the hash marks are different. Isosceles has exactly 2 congruent sides. 1, 2. The third one doesn't match up. Isosceles. Say it with me. Isosceles. Okay, the third one here, that when we're going by sides, is equilateral. Say it with me. Equilateral. Equilateral. All sides are congruent. Notice the hash marks here. Now, this part's kind of cool. If all the sides are equal, all the angles are equal. So an equilateral triangle is also called equiangular triangle. See that with me? It's a fun word. Equiangular. Yeah, so there you go. Something else to note, by the way, on that same note here is if a triangle has 2 sides that are equal, it also has 2 angles that are equal. So the opposite angles, like this one and this one, the ones opposite those 2 sides, those are also equal. Kind of cool. If it's scalene, none of the angles are equal. Now we can also classify angles, you've heard these words before, by their triangles by their angles. Acute triangle. All angles are acute. In other words, all angles are less than 90 degrees. Acute triangle, all angles are less than 90. A right triangle has exactly 1 right angle. Exactly 1 right angle. Right triangle. And that, by the way, creates some really cool properties that we'll learn in the second half of the vocab from this section. Obtuse triangle, one of my favorite words. Obtuse has 1 angle that's bigger than 90. 1 angle bigger than 90. So make sure you understand what those mean. Moving right along, you'll want to draw this lovely picture. I think it's on your vocab pack, and you can fill it in. So there are different kinds of quadrilaterals, and all quadrilateral means is it has 4 sides. That's it. It only means it has 4 sides. Doesn't mean anything else. Quadrilateral has 4 sides. Now we can talk about when exactly 1 pair is parallel. Those are called trapezoids. So trapezoids are quadrilaterals with exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. You notice here it's this one and this one. And if you remember how we denote that, remember we say parallel, we do those little arrows on the lines? There we go. That's a trapezoid. A parallelogram, moving downward here, parallelogram has both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So if I were to draw marks for that, we'd have arrows here, and then this would get double arrows because those 2 are parallel to each other, but not to the other 2 sides, obviously. So parallelogram, both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Now, that, by the way, that also makes them equal too. So just because of that fact. So this side is going to be the same length as this one, and this side the same length as this one over here. Okay, a rhombus has 4 sides that are equal. So if you ever use arc marks here, so 1, 2, 3, 4 sides are equal. Technically, a rhombus is also a parallelogram. So what I mean by that is this side over here is parallel to this side. This side is parallel to this side. And all 4 sides happen to be of equal length. Other fun things about a rhombus, this angle equals this angle. This angle equals this angle. Kind of cool, right? All right, moving on to a rectangle. That's a special type of parallelogram as well. And a rectangle has all 4 angles are 90 degrees. Now I want to show you something. This is something I expect on my quiz and my test. So I'm going to, if I say draw me a rectangle, well, I don't just want you to draw something that kind of looks like a rectangle. I want you to also mark it. So you show me this angle and this angle, this angle and this angle are all 90 degrees. Those little square marks. Maybe I can make that one a little bit better over here. Where's my eraser? There we go. Nope, it won't let me erase now. Well, too late. Alrighty, what I'm trying to do is make this one square. Okay, so in addition to that, when you're showing me a rectangle, you have to show me that this side and this side are equal. And show me that this side and this side are equal. That is how you show me a rectangle. Those are the rules. So if I say draw me a rectangle, that's what I want. Moving on to square. 4 90-degree angles and 4 congruent sides. You guys know that. So again, what that means is 4 90-degree angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and also 4 sides that are the exact same length. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides are the same length. That's what I expect to see from you when you draw me a square. Not something that kind of looks like a square with no markings. If you skip the markings, I count it wrong. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides that are equal. 1, 2, 3, 4 90-degree angles. That's a square. By the way, a square is a parallelogram. A square is also a kind of rhombus. A square is a kind of rectangle, so it's both. So when you take, so let's say you had a parallelogram, right? And it had kids, and it had a rhombus, and then that rhombus met a rectangle. Well, the rectangle rhombus had a kid, it'd be a square, right? I don't know if that's helpful or not, but anyway, so a square is a kind of rectangle and a kind of rhombus. I might try to trick you on a quiz and test with that. Say, hey, show me a rhombus that has 4 90-degree angles. Well, I mean a square. Or say, show me a rectangle that has all 4 sides equal. Well, I mean a square. So just in case you're not paying attention there. Last slide for today, angles of a triangle. It's real important here. The sum of the measures of the angles of any triangle is 180 degrees. I don't care what you draw that triangle like. It's always going to be 180 degrees. So boom, boom, boom. You can find the third one, right? So add your 87, add your 62, subtract from 180 to find x. Or, these are kind of fun. This is already 90. You know that, right? So like this one, you could say, well, 90 plus x plus 2x plus 21 equals 180. Right? You could do that. That would be a math problem that I might throw at you. Or like over here, you could say 87 plus 62 plus x equals 180. And you have to solve for that x. Yes, you'll get to see those. Those are fun.